Richard Craig, and I'm the Chief Executive of Technology Trust. And we're primarily here to help charities with digital and technology and how they can engage with it and how they can get the best equipment at the right prices. The supporters have traditionally engaged on direct mail and telephone, and that's shifting quite quickly over towards email and to a lesser degree social media. I think it's probably still surprising to everybody that DM is still the best route to contact somebody, and I think the challenges with social media are how you engage somebody in amongst the noise, and for different charities different platforms will work. So I guess the answer is you need to look at your donors currently, potentially, and then make a decision on what's the best platform. I think the digital routes are clearly more flexible than direct mail and give you the ability to send out much smaller batches. So if you've got 5 or 6 personas that kind of identify the nature of your donors, so things like how old they are, what time do they read, what do they like to read, what do they most respond to in terms of messaging, then you can break it into much smaller chunks. So what digital does is allow you to plan for that and to schedule it and to think about doing it in smaller lots. So I think we've gone from a position where we had a very generic view on a donor, and we'd segment them maybe into 2 or 3 groups of age, or we maybe wouldn't even segment them beyond that. Maybe we would just send out a very generic single direct mail out to a donor and we'd get a response rate. I think we've now moved to a position where actually we've got multiple channels and we'll make a determination on this demographic is best for Facebook, this type of donor works best on Instagram, and this person we should phone up. I think we're moving in the direction where we can get much smarter around the nature of that donor. So by understanding things like age, where do they live in the country, what job they might do, what things do they like on Facebook, we'll then start to tailor the message more and have a much broader group of personas. The role of personas in the future is going to allow us to be far more specific around how we talk. So at present, we've probably got a mode where we're sending generic campaigns to everybody in our donor database, and so that might be something like direct mail. The technology now allows us to think, well, actually, it's better to talk to this donor in this age group, in this location, by Twitter, and these people by direct mail, and this person I'm going to phone. I think as we think more about the type of data we can collect, so age, location, how much your house might be worth, and then think about more social information from places like Facebook. So what things do you like? What are your hobbies? What are your friends? We get a much broader set of personas. And I guess the ultimate vision is that actually everybody gets an individual persona and we talk to them in an entirely individual way. So a message that's tailored to you that arrives at a time you're most likely to read it on the device of choice, which is probably going to allow you to engage and follow through and have the most interaction with the charity. If you're starting the journey of thinking about personas and you really want to think about trying to build a broader range of segmented groups of donors, then age for sure is probably the primary one. Then I would think about the sex of the donor, because actually that reflects in the nature of the engagement. Going beyond that gets much harder because you're looking for people to provide additional information that perhaps they either aren't willing to give you or you're going to have to buy in externally. And clearly there's a cost to that purchase process. Having access to the data is really critical. So, have you got a CRM platform where you can store all of this data? Is the quality of the data good? Have you got a tool that allows you to then take that data and turn it into something useful and valuable? So what we'll generally find is that most charities will store data. The accuracy is kind of so-so. Then what we'll find is that it may not be in a really world-class CRM system, but actually it's stored in a way that works. The challenge comes when you want to take that data out and then turn it into a persona. So there's a challenge with platform in terms of what you're going to use, but then I think there's a challenge with skill set as well. And it's actually it's a new thing that charities are having to learn to do.